The following program is presented by the Metropolitan Library Service Agency.
Hello, welcome to All About Kids, a program focusing on the interests of children and young people and some of the issues affecting them. You're in for a treat today. Our guests, Greg and Steve, are nationally known musicians whose songs set children of all ages to singing along. They'll be performing some of their favorites and talking with Michael Jaye, Program Director for Radio Oz, a national network of children's radio programming.
We are talking with Greg and Steve. I have a question for you guys right off the top. Which is Greg and which is Steve? Just for
Let's see.
audience.
Wait a minute. I'm Greg. No,
you're Greg.
yeah, I'm Steve.
All right, Steve, Greg. Why is it that Greg and Steve and not Steve and Greg?
Well, he thought of it first. So,
So he gets top billing,
Really?
right?
alphabetical.
Is that it?
Order, yeah.
That's great. How long have you guys been doing this? You've been making children's music for quite a few years.
Roughly 20 years.
Really?
Yeah. Greg and I started as teacher assistants in the Los Angeles school systems.
You see, Barney is not the only dinosaur doing children's.
There are others.
Other dinosaurs.
Other
yes,
dinosaurs. No, how did you meet?
Well, you know, actually, we met the summer out of high school. First summer out of high school, after we had both graduated, we went to separate high schools, and we were in competing rock and roll bands in Southern California. And after we met, Steve wanted to be in my band, and so after a while,
You wish.
You sure it's not the other way around?
I'm sure, but he's not. If you ask him, he has a different story. But no, seriously. But we met just out of high school when we began playing around the Southern California area together in a group. And as time went on, we moved to LA to try to get into the music business, and we ended up volunteering in special ed classrooms all around the LA County area. And that's how we sort of got involved in doing children's music. We were, playing rock and roll at night, and in the day we were being teaching assistants and taking our guitar into the classroom and just having fun with the kids.
Did you ever think that looking back on those years, did you ever think that, in 1995 you would be doing children's music and you would be at the top of the performance list?
Not really.
Not really. It really developed. It took a long time. Greg and I always loved working with the children in the classroom. We loved what we did. We used to share ideas and get together all the time. But we never did think that, this would become anything. I mean, we just did it because we loved it.
In fact, what happened when we decided that we needed to move on and pursue our music on a full-time basis, we made our first album actually to kind of leave something behind for the teachers who had wanted our stuff. Mm-hmm. And we didn't even know if anyone would even want it. So we made that album sort of like our aloha to the school system. See, after we made our fortune in education.
Oh, sure.
It was just, we had to go off and do other things. But
What was the first album?
We All Live Together, Volume 1.
And how many volumes of We All Live Together are there now?
Actually, we have 5 now. We decided to revive it, that name recently. We did a We All Live Together Volume 5. But it is a great series. It's designed for classroom. It's got a lot of great activities. Mm-hmm. A lot of the experience that Greg and I had in the classroom, we brought into that series.
Now, when you were in high school, did you were both musicians. Did you want to be teachers? I mean, was that something that was going on in your mind?
Well, not really. I think for me, I just wanted to get through high school. That was goal number one.
Top of the list.
Graduate.
Right.
And then as after we graduated, the summer that we met, our band actually started playing in some of the hospitals around Southern California, just because we thought it was a good thing to do. and it was not really a goal, so to speak. It was just something we wanted to contribute, and we started falling in love with the idea of doing stuff with kids at that point. And then when we moved to LA, it was a natural segue to go and do the full-time thing.
Yeah. So now you guys have been at this for 20 years, and you've got a total of how many albums?
What is it now?
11.
11 albums?
We're working on number 12.
Wow, that's fabulous. That is fabulous. What about the videos? When did you guys start doing the videos?
Gee, we started we did our first video in 1989, I believe it was.
Well, we shot it in '89, but
Yeah.
see, at that point, we still were kind of working on our own, and we didn't have the big bucks budget. So we we shot the raw footage at a concert we did up in Chico, California. And then we saved our money, and then we edited it. So it took about a year for that to really be pulled
We actually
together.
released it in 1991. So it took
And
a
that
while.
is
That's
that
the
is
yeah
live in concert.
live in concert. Greg and Steve live in concert. Yeah.
Let's take a look at that. We've got some footage for you. You want to set it up?
Yeah, one of our trademarks is doing a lot of movement activities with kids. Now, there's a lot of educational stuff behind the reason why kids need to do this stuff, but we like to just have fun. So why don't we take a look, and then we can explain what,
All
what
right.
we're doing.
Sounds good.
All right.
Take a look at the video.
Let's do that twist. We know it's gonna be a lot of fun to do. Come on, everybody, and do the schoolhouse twist. Come on, everybody, let's do the schoolhouse twist. It really can't be missed. So do the schoolhouse twist. Yeah, I said around and around and up and down we go. All right. I said around and up and down we go. It really can't be missed. Come on, schoolhouse twist. All right, listen again. Hey, it's the elephant walk. All right, listen again.
What if you were a famous rock and roll guitar player? You're on stage in a huge auditorium. Let's see you play that guitar.
Ready? Go!
You guys have too much fun on videos
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and on concerts. What you guys do a lot of movement connected with all of your concerts. Is there's some educational aspects to all of that movement?
Well, all of this was developed in classrooms. Greg and I worked for 7 years as teacher assistants in Los Angeles schools. And I think that it's really important. Kids like to show what they can do. And what Greg and I try to do is find ways to involve them to where they can show off and be imaginative and be creative. And that's what you just saw on the tape. We had a series of different dances where they just experiment with the designated movements and just boogie to the beat,
And anytime in early childhood education when you can have kids do something rather than tell them about it, they internalize it and they learn it more easily. And there's a lot of theory behind, a lot of the teachers in your viewing audience know that kids need to develop their motor skills. And also, you can see that on the stage, kids are a lot of times working together as a group. There's a lot of activities and skills that we put into this stuff that we don't necessarily let the kids know we're doing.
Do you consciously, when you write the music, either one of you, when you put the music together, do you actually think about the movement and the early childhood development in the music, or is that something that comes kind of secondary?
Well, actually, because of the volume of experience that the two of us had, it's very natural to build it in there from the ground up.
Right.
The one thing that we're proud of is that the music doesn't suffer because it's educational. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of educational quote recordings are very sound educationally, but they're dry and not very much fun. And I mean, they work, but we've been complimented many times about how our music is real music,
Right.
Right.
and yet it's
that's why
educational.
actually Greg and I, we approach this as musicians first. We were in bands, rock and roll bands in high school, and so going into the classroom, we really wanted to have fun, and it was working with some very fine teachers along the way that gave us the ideas and helped us, put it into an educational kind of a vein.
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, that's basically it.
Yeah.
I mean, our goal is to get kids involved.
Right. Hey, where does that fun and education cross?
Well,
there's some people that will say that you have to have education over here, and fun is over here, and there's a division between the two of them. Can you weave the two together?
Yeah, you can.
That's a good question.
And that's really, I think, part of the reason why we've been as successful as we have been is because we make learning fun.
Yeah.
And we have a couple of songs we could do over the course of the show here, and I'll show you one. But there's so much language development that happens with music. Science. I'll tell you what.
Along with all of the educational specific things, it's a social event for kids. I mean, anytime you can get a group of kids working and interacting together, and see the movement is very nonverbal. So kids can share and interact in a very comfortable, easy way. And I think that anytime in a group when you can feel comfortable and confident, it builds your self-esteem. It makes you feel good about yourself. So when these kids go on into other activities, they go with that confidence. And that's part of the educational experience.
We have a song that we could do for you now from our We All Live Together Volume 5 that demonstrates a lot of the stuff that we're talking about here all in one song. Can we
Absolutely.
do it for you?
What I want to know
Okay.
is, before we get to that, how do you guys keep track of which song is on which volume of We All Live Together?
It used
It's
to be
getting harder now.
It used to be easy. We used to be easy.
I would imagine that there comes a point where, I have a list here of songs. Do you guys have to have a list, or can you remember all of these
For the
songs?
most part, we can remember, but there are moments where, wait a minute. is that
Which
on-
album is this? We have to look at the back and go down and check it out,
But anyway,
Okay.
This song is about my favorite vegetable. Okay, it's called "I Like Potatoes."
Oh.
Now this is on the surface a fun, goofy song, but there's a lot of education in it.
Potatoes actually a vegetable?
Yeah,
Huh?
yeah, it is.
Okay.
You
Unlike
think-
tomato.
I never considered it a vegetable. I like potatoes.
You can tell I like potatoes too.
Okay, but anyway,
Okay.
there's a part where we need you to help us. Okay.
Okay.
I sing and you echo back, and then there's another part.
I mean, I have to sing in this?
yeah,
Yeah.
you do.
I'm sorry, I
Okay.
didn't sign up for
I'll
this
help
part.
you. Don't worry
Okay.
about it.
All right. Rather than a lot of explanation, we'll just do it. And Steve,
All right.
if you want to
Just
know
follow
what
me.
you do, just
I'll-
follow Steve.
Okay. All right.
I like potatoes.
I like potatoes.
I like them a lot.
I like them a lot.
I like them cold.
I like them cold.
I like them hot.
I like them hot.
1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4, 5 potato, 6 potato, 7 potato, more.
Chop them. Come on, you gotta chop them up.
Okay. That's
it.
And you mash them
That's it,
with your
mash 'em.
fist. And you stir them up in a
good.
pan. I like potatoes.
I like potatoes.
I like them baked.
I like them baked.
I like them boiled
I like them boiled
and microwaved.
and microwaved.
1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4, 5 potato, 6 potato, 7 potato more. French fries,
French fries,
hash browns,
hash browns.
sweet potato pie. You see, there are so many ways to cook a potato. This is a science lesson. It's a health lesson. And how
Economics.
Economics, yeah, there you go. Idaho, this is a geography lesson. I mean, How about potato salad, potato pancakes? Look at all the things a potato makes. Potato soup, potato skins, and don't forget about potatoes au gratin. Let's see, I'm curious, Michael.
Yeah.
What's your favorite way to eat a potato?
Favorite way to eat a potato has got to be baked.
Baked is pretty good.
Slice it right down the middle.
Steve, how
Mash
about
it
you?
Not
inside.
bad. You know, actually, I'm
A lot of butter on top.
Oh, you're a cardiologist.
I love that.
How about you, Steve?
Well, actually, you know, I'm Norwegian, so we.
And I'm Swedish.
Hey, then you probably know about lefse, right?
Oh, potato lefse.
Potato, that's right.
I like potatoes. I like potatoes cooked in a stew.
Cooked in a stew.
How about potato chips?
Potato chips.
Potato bread too.
Potato bread.
Okay, now wait a second. Here we go. You guys, you got to do the one potato, two potato.
Okay.
See, this is a sociology lesson. Here we go.
Go first.
One potato, two potato, three potato, four, five potato, six potato, seven potato more. Potatoes!
Potatoes.
Potatoes!
Potatoes.
The yummiest food I know. Let's take it home, Steve.
Something like this.
P-O-T, hey! A-T-O. Potatoes are the yummiest food I know. I like potatoes. How about you? Yeah! Let's hear it for the potato!
Great.
Oh,
When you
that's a
guys-
song with appeal. You
Yeah,
know?
no kidding. Put it in. Sorry, where's my drum kit when I need it? Where do you come up with songs like that? You know,
You know how this song came up?
because we were talking about writing songs, I want to talk about that for a little bit as well.
You know, it's interesting. When we were doing our We All Live Together Volume 5, gathering ideas and stuff, I was just thinking about a lot of the things that I used to do as a kid, and you know, the one potato, two potato thing, and I said, that's not educational. You can't do. Then the next morning, I walked into my little boy's first grade classroom. Right on the board was this rhyme written out: one potato, two potato, three potato. I said, okay, this was meant to be. We got to do a song about potatoes. So it just kind of evolved, and we knocked around some ideas, and there it was.
How many, you write songs as well, Steve. How many, what kind of songs do you, where do you get your,
I write about one song a year. Well, you know, actually, it just comes out of the need, you know, for the songs. And when we're doing an album, we need a song to fit a particular thing. And you know, Greg does write most of the songs. He's a great songwriter, so I do rely on him for most of it. But there may be a spot where I say, "Hey, I got an idea for that one. I'm going to try something on this." And then, you know, we always kick it around between each other, whatever we do anyway. So.
yeah. We've got some more videotape of the other video, the latest video that
Musical
that
Adventures,
we want
yes.
to talk about moving forward. But before we get to that, let's talk about videos. You guys have hooked up with Disney, and the Disney Channel is playing both videos or one.
Actually, the concert
the live
video
video.
they have broadcast. I don't know, maybe a dozen times, and they have the right to do it for several year periods. So we never know when they do it until we get our Disney, guide. Say, oh, hey, there we are, Steve.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. What's it like to sit back at home and click on the Disney Channel and go, hey, that's us?
Hey, it's great.
It's fun. It's sort of a stamp of accomplishment. So.
And you guys have got quite a few accomplishments under your belt in your 20 years in children's music. The World is a Rainbow song. Did you write that? Right?
Yeah, and that's an interesting song. Can I share an interesting story
Absolutely.
about that? When we were first doing our albums, we wanted to be sure everything was like educational. We're on a mission. So I wrote this song, and we decided to record it. And we recorded it, and we said, God, this is not really an educational song, and in the strictest sense. So I said, Steve, why don't we put the last song on side A, so that if people don't want to hear it, they can turn the record over and do some more educational stuff. And no, I'm serious.
Yeah.
That's it. Just because you never know, really. You do your best work,
Right.
and you hope that people like it, and don't know what they're going to pick up on, really.
Right.
And so that song has sort of found a life of its own. It's been performed at the White House, the Wall of China, Great Wall of China, Cleveland. I mean,
Minneapolis,
hey,
Radio Oz. Yeah, I was
there you go.
I can
Hey, let's
mention
hear it
Radio
for
Oz.
Radio Oz. There you go.
Right. I can mention that. How does a song get a life of its own like that?
Well, great distribution.
From Radio Oz.
Radio Oz, yes.
No, I think, over the years, there are several pieces of material that we've done that people have unanimously agreed are, really right on the money. And
that they like better than something else.
Yeah.
Thankfully, they're maybe different for each person, because some people like this song and it isn't always just the same song. But in the case of World is a Rainbow, it's pretty unanimous.
We're really fortunate to have, like Radio Oz in existence now. We didn't have that before.
Right.
And, people got to know our material by Greg and I traveling around the country, doing concerts, doing teacher workshops, and presenting the materials. And I think that's really how, we get these things started, is we show people what they are, and if they like them, they take and use them.
Yeah. Now you guys travel. You've been in all 50 states.
Yep.
Travel a lot during the year. Do you do mostly concerts, such as we saw in the video, or do you do? You talked about classroom presentations.
Right.
Do you go into the classrooms and work with the teachers and the kids?
Mostly at conferences, we may do a presentation, but these days, Greg and I travel the country constantly, and many of the shows we do are like field trips for the schools. They'll bus the kids into a theater. We'll do maybe 4, 5, 6 shows in a city. And then at the end of that, we'll do a show for the families. And the moms and dads, grandparents, little kids, brothers and sisters can come. And that's kind of the formula that has worked for us.
Yeah. How do you interact with the schools? I mean, as far as getting the educational aspect of your music into the school systems?
Well, a couple of ways. For one, as Steve mentioned, we do perform at conferences a lot. And yearly there's a national early childhood organization called AAHS that we do, and there are 25,000, 30,000 teachers that come to that. And when we perform, that's how.
Scared.
It's great fun though. It's really, we love it.
Oh, I'd be really nervous.
I think it's a little harder to perform in front of adults, Because I don't know.
It's teachers. There's always that possibility they can flunk you.
That song's terrible.
Sorry, D-.
But anyway, to answer your question, the exposure comes that way. The material is also in a lot of the educational supply stores, and it's word of mouth, and we've just been out there constantly for the last 20
for anybody
years.
out there that may be doing children's music, I think the best way to get involved is to go to the teacher conferences, talk directly to the teachers, show them what you do. And that's really how it got started. That's how we have gotten where we've gotten. We've just done it. It's taken us a long time. We've been doing it for 20 years.
Yeah.
But it works.
We've got another clip from this is Musical Adventures. This is the latest video.
Greg and Steve video.
Greg and Steve video. Three Little Pigs Blues is on this video, which by the way hit the year-end top 30 songs of Radio Oz. The kids loved it. They're calling in. They want to hear it. That is a fabulous song. But let's take a clip. Take a look at a clip from this one. You want to set this one up, Steve?
Okay, this is Dancing Machine, and what it is a series of movements, mechanical movements, and in this one you're going to see there's specific movements. The song has already set up, but we do this game with a variety of different kinds of movements, and we have the kids just move in time to the music, and you'll see it's really a lot of fun.
Here we go.
Rock from side to side.
The latest video, Musical Adventures, Greg and Steve, and we're kind of coming down in the home stretch here. You guys, what do you got coming up? You got some big things in the works?
Well, we're doing a new album.
New album, new video.
Is this We All Live Together Volume 6, or is this
Volume 27?
23?
No. We haven't really named it yet, but it's a new compilation. A lot of some traditional things, some original things. It's kind of user friendly.
Great. You know, one of the things that I wanted to ask you about, Steve, is that there's a lot of adult artists, what we would term adult artists, and obviously at Radio Oz we have our share of them, along with your music. There's a lot of adult artists coming into the children's arena nowadays. How do you guys feel about that?
I think it's great. I mean, you know, I think that you have to have music that's designed for the kids. I mean, that's the way we feel.
As long as they do their homework.
As long as they do some homework. No, I really think there's too much out there maybe that is not specific enough.
Mm-hmm. When you say specific about what? About the music, or
the content and how it involves children, the message and how it involves children.
Yeah.
Basically.
Did you want to add to that?
Well, you know, like I say, if they do their homework and they at least look around and see what other people are doing right, and they include that, that's fine.
Can I say one thing? You know, actually, we do have an artist that we just finished an album on, an old folk singer named Hoyt Axton. And you know,
golden voice of Hoyt Axton.
He's really a wonderful guy, and it just came out just great. And Greg and I include some of the educational things in there, and it's a great album.
He did an album a long time ago, and it's one of those songs that sticks in your mind about the cat. He does a song about a cat that I fell in love with.
We'll have to ask him about
that.
that.
Oh, it's great stuff.
Yeah, he's written some great children's songs.
Really?
Yeah.
And now, when is this all part of the new album?
No, it's
this
a
is
separate album.
Separate album.
Great. And that's after the upcoming ones?
That will actually come out before our album.
Oh, okay.
We just finished it days ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah. Well, you guys are on the road a lot, and where are some of your stops this year?
We're all over the country. We're in Florida. We're in Texas. We're in Minneapolis.
It's hard to remember, you know, because we have so many stops. We just kind of phase out on it. Just
zone out.
Look, you know, where are we going to be tomorrow? Okay, that's where we're going to be.
That's where do you fly or do you drive?
Mostly fly.
Do you? Do you ever get nervous flying?
Always. Always.
It's great though with the flyer programs, you know.
I bet.
Fly the family all over, you know, every year.
You know, I was going to ask you, do you take your families with on a lot of stops or not?
Only occasionally.
Yeah,
it's
pretty hectic to take them along, you know.
Great. Steve, Greg, thank you very much for being with us today. We appreciate it, and keep writing the great music for great kids on Radio Oz. We appreciate it.
Hey, I like that. Thanks, Michael. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
Okay.
Greg and Steve's music is available in your local library, and you also hear it regularly on Radio Oz. Thank you, Greg and Steve and Michael Jaye. Thanks to all of you for joining us on All About Kids. Please tune in again.
This has been a presentation of Hennepin County Library in conjunction with the Twin Cities Metropolitan Library Service Agency.